We're talking to Sid Ganis, who's president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Welcome to Etopia Media's Entertainment News Network.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
From the beginning, film has been a combination of technology and art. Where do you think things stand now in the evolution of the relationship between these two processes?
There's still the balance. It still exists. I don't think it exists any more today than it did, in 1930 when we started this award, Scientific and Technical Award. There's more of it. It's more elaborate, but it's still a balance between art and technology. It can't be all technology. It has to be art, and it has to be the written word, and it has to be the artist performing. So you kind of can't have one without the other. They go hand in hand.
Are you worried at all that the technology is driving the art, and that people or does that bring in the audiences as well, and it's part of the process?
The technology has its place in bringing in the audience, but I have to tell you, the technology does not drive the art. The story drives the technology and the art. You can't do any of this without the creative elements in there and working.
In terms of global competitiveness, how important is American technology in keeping American cinematography and movie production at the forefront?
The good news for the American movie business is that we make use of the technology from around the world. So the technology that we use comes from all over the world. Today there are members of this group who are getting awards who are from far-flung places.
And how important in the chain of distribution is the technology of production now? Is it going to be essential that new technologies be continuously developed in order to drive the content on these new platforms?
I think it's absolutely great that new technology is being developed and new delivery systems are being developed, but you can create endless delivery systems, and without the art of cinema, the artists and the storytellers, it's not going to matter at all.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tell us about the selection process for these technical and scientific awards.
Well, there are a number of there's a plea that goes out to the technical community that we're interested in the latest of technological achievement, and if you think that you're award worthy, please send in there's a form that you have to fill out, and a bunch of different things that you have to live up to in order to be considered.
Do people or their companies submit them themselves, or do their peers submit them? Who's eligible to submit?
Almost anyone's eligible to submit, and they can submit themselves. In fact, most of them do. And most of the people in the movie industry, in the technology group, know all about this, and so they know how to do it.
Is there a ballot?
Well, there's a committee of 40 engineers that go through these submissions and weed them out. And basically, if we get like 75 or 80 submissions, usually we wind up winnowing that down to about 25.
I've noticed that most of the awards this year either go to CGI or camera heads or camera cabling systems to allow motion of cameras. Are those the main trends over the last few years?
Well, those were the things that came up for argument this year, and not to forget the safety airbag. I mean, there's a few flyers that are out there, but this is kind of the year of the head, and it's also the year of the actual rocket scientist. We have a Russian rocket scientist.
What did he win for?
Well, for the Russian arm,
right?
And then there's another cohort of his who won for the ultimate arm. And so,
is this the high point of Russian award winning here at the Academy?
Well, it may be, and it's very interesting that once the Russians didn't need to develop nuclear bomb technology or rockets or whatever, they turned their attention to developing great technology for making movies.
Is there any implication that if American defense scientists turn their hand to cinematography, there would be some further breakthroughs?
Well, there certainly will be in the future, because we always piggyback on other technologies. The medical community, the defense community, all these technologies. I mean, Star Wars, if you go back to Star Wars in 1975, we could do that movie because we could borrow NASA technology, the solid-state electronic.
What's the impact of winning these awards? Is it comparable for an actor or an actress or a director whose price goes up and gets more work? How do these technological developments spread through the community? Does this have a place in that process?
Well, certainly the actors and actresses reach every home. I mean, there's a preponderance of what I call lovingly the super nerd community. And these are the people who are just as creative in their way as are the actors and actresses and directors and editors and production designers and musical.
Do you expect that the after party here will be just as exciting as the after party for the actor and Best Picture awards?
Well, you know what? A lot of people like this evening and the festivities at the Sci-Tech Award, which is one of the first in the Oscar season, because we're all amongst each other and we all enjoy it, and it's a separate thing, and they wouldn't trade this night for being at the Academy Awards, really. I mean, it's just as much fun, in fact more fun, because it's focusing directly on technological development.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
I'm talking to Garrett Brown, who invented the Steadicam, which I could certainly use right now. How do you feel about the state to which film technology has reached at this point, and how do you feel your contribution played a part in that?
Well, I love watching the progress of all of this, and of course I feel like I played a part in it. It's great fun.
And has it been more interesting, the technical challenge, the monetary rewards, or the participation in the creative enterprise generally?
You know what, I'll tell you, the most fun thing is using the stuff once you got it. Give me the gear, let us use it and make shots. You know, that's been the most fun. I mean, I got to work on 100 movies with a Steadicam. What could be more fun than that?
Okay, thank you. Crossman, we're about to talk to David Grober, who's the president and director of the Motion Picture Marine. Welcome to Etopia Media's Entertainment News Network. What are you getting an award for here tonight?
Getting an award for the Perfect Horizon Camera Stabilization Head. And this is a system that stabilizes cameras when we're on boats, cars, dollies, any sort of moving vehicle.
What are some of the pictures we may have seen it in recently that work?
Well, you probably would have seen James Bond Die Another Day. We were part of the crew that shot the surfing sequences in the opening part of the film. Also Blue Crush, surfing sequences in that. Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban, the manic chase scene in the three-decker bus through London. Perfect Horizon was used for the filming of that.
How much do you think that we're at a point of a plateau here? Is the technology capable of getting any more powerful, or is it pretty much stabilized, if you'll pardon the expression, at this point in terms of its development?
I think we'll continue to see significant increases in the development, both of stabilization and all the other technologies that we see this evening, from airbags that people fall on for stunt work to different types of cameras and camera heads. So I think technology is actually, if anything, on an exponential curve upwards.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Your name is what?
Anatoliy Kokush.
And what project are you associated with here?
Two projects.
Okay.
One project Russian arm.
Right.
And flight pad.
Right.
And the second project, camera crane cascade.
Can you say why are you proud that so many Russians are getting awards tonight?
I don't know why. It's time for it.
Why so many Russians? Well,
You want to introduce yourself and tell us why?
I'm Yelena, Strokach, and I'm Anatoliy's partner.
Right.
And we have brought this equipment to the United States 10 years ago. And basically, you have asked Anatoliy previously why so many Russians getting awards tonight.
Right.
Well, first of all, it wouldn't be so many Russians if Anatoliy and me have not brought the other Russian guy who is getting an award tonight, Leviev Strato, to America, because he was working for our company as a technician, for several years, and has been one of the developers of the project for the Russian arm. And recently, they have created their own equipment, which is getting an award today as well. But that's how it works in Hollywood, I guess.
Thank you very much.
So that's why so many Russians.
Hi, Gretchen from me.
Hi,
nice to
how
see
are you?
So what does it mean to be hosting this event and having Brian here to support you?
I'm really enjoying, being here and being asked, to do this. It's a real honor. Yeah.
Did you have to practice? Rehearse this?
Yeah, we had a rehearsal just a couple hours ago.
Say something about how you feel about the technology that makes it possible for so many people to see you all over the world.
I'm indebted to the technology that allows people to see me all over the world.
Thank you.
Thanks.